Good Thursday morning, everybody. Welcome to my NFL Week 11 predictions. Crazy to believe it's already Week 11 already. I'm Mason Sapesky, your host here with you today. So yeah, let's get right into it. Just one little thing before we get right into it here. One quick thing I just wanted to say. Next week's episode, the NFL Week 12 predictions, so will be happening on Wednesday. The reason for that is next Thursday is Thanksgiving, and obviously next Thursday morning I'm not going to be here by myself and not have the time to film this episode. So yeah, I don't know, but that so it's going to be on Wednesday instead of Thursday, so expect an upload on Wednesday. It looks like a pretty busy week despite me being off from school next week. So yeah, it is going to be a busy week for sure, but we're going to have a show Wednesday. And then after that, we'll get back to our routine Thursday schedule, likely until week 18. I'll probably end up filming that show on Friday as opposed to Thursday because the games will be on Saturday and Sunday. So just want to give you a heads up and an update on that. But for now, let's just focus on next week. Next week, so week 12 will be on Wednesday. So yeah. And the recap for this week will be as normal on Tuesday. Anyway, let's get right into this here. You know how I start my episodes. I go for each team's current record, projected record, playoff chances, division chances, conference chances, and Super Bowl chances. I do this on every episode here as I try to zoom out. But anyway, though, let's get right into it here because I'm going to get started and do a relatively quick episode because I have a lot of other stuff to do, winding down. Semester's winding down for me, getting ready for finals. Thanksgiving breaks on the way, so it's getting down to crackdown time academically for me. Got to go get ready for tests today. So, yeah, I got to be quick on this. But I'll try to take as much time as possible with you guys. So, yeah. By the way, the test isn't a final. So, finals aren't for another couple weeks. So, yeah. But there will still be episodes during my finals week. I'll just have to take some time out and film with you guys real quick. But it's no big deal. Trust me, I would rather be here doing this than solving math problems. So, yeah, just want to give you a heads up, but there will still be filming and stuff during finals week. It just will be like this, really brief and to the point. All right, let's get started here. AFC East, Miami Dolphins, 6-3, 13-4 projected record, 93% playoff chance, 83% division chance, 17% conference chance, 4% Super Bowl chance. Buffalo Bills, you're saying at 5-5, projected record 9-8, 38% playoff chance, 15% division chance, 3% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. The Jets of New York, they're 4-5 at the moment. 7-10 projected, 17% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. New England Patriots, they're 2-8 right now. 4-13 projected record, 3% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. AFC North time, Baltimore Ravens, 7-3, 10-7 projected record, a little bit of a slip-up projected. 91% playoff chance, 30% division chance, 20% conference chance, 11% Super Bowl chance. Steelers, 6-3 at the moment, 11-6 projected record, 67% playoff chance, 25% division chance, 6% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. Cleveland Browns, 6-3 at the moment, 11-6 projected record, though 60% playoff chance, 13% division chance, 3% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. And last but not least, the Cincinnati Bengals, 5-4 record. I project them at 11-6, actually to win the division, believe it or not. So yeah, 52% playoff chance, 32% division chance, 4% conference chance, 3% Super Bowl chance. I still have faith in the Bengals after that loss the other night. AFC South season now. Jacksonville Jaguars, 6-3. 12-5 projected record, though. 93% playoff chance, 66% division chance, 10% conference chance, 7% Super Bowl chance. That terrible towel-like little thing during the Steeler game didn't work out too well for them last week, did it? Stomp on the towel, haven't won a game since. That was during Steelers' intro last year, so yeah. Houston Texans now, they are 5-4, 10-7 projected record, 45% playoff chance, 20% division chance, 2% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Colts of Indianapolis, they're 5-5 at the moment, 6-11 projected record, 36% playoff chance, 14% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Tennessee Titans, 3-6 at the moment, 6-11 projected record, 4% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. AFC West now. Kansas City Chiefs 7-2, projected record of 12-5, 99% playoff chance, 97% division chance, 27% conference chance, 10% Super Bowl chance. Vegas Raiders, they're coming on hot here, looking good. 5-5 currently, 9-8 projected record, 44% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. Los Angeles Chargers, at the moment they're 4-5, 8-9 projected, 26% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Denver Broncos are 4-5 right now, 9-8 projected, 45% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 2% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. Philadelphia, now into the NFC side now. Philadelphia Eagles, 8-1 at the moment, 12-5 projected record, 99% playoff chance, 84% division chance, 45% conference chance, 15% Super Bowl chance. Dallas Cowboys, 6-3 right now, 10-7 projected, 88% playoff chance, 14% division chance, 3% conference chance, 3% Super Bowl chance. Washington Commanders, 4-6 right now, 6-11 projected record, 31% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Giants of New York, 2-8 at the moment, 4-13 projected record, 2% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. NFC North now, Detroit Lions, 7-2 at the moment, 13-4 projected record, 98% playoff chance, 82% division chance, 22% conference chance, and a 9% Super Bowl chance. Minnesota Vikings, 6-4 at the moment, 9-8 projected record, 76% playoff chance, 15% division chance, 2% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. Green Bay Packers, they're 3-6 at the moment, 6-11 projected record, 22% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 1% conference chance, and 1% Super Bowl chance. Chicago Bears, I was about to say Chicago Cubs, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about baseball. I don't know why, but I'm a little out there today, I'm sorry. But Chicago Bears, not Chicago Cubs. Chicago Bears, 3-7 currently, 5-12 projected, 9% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. NFC South, New Orleans Saints, 5-5, 8-9 projected, 54% playoff chance, 53% division chance, 3% conference chance, and a 2% Super Bowl chance. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 4-5 at the moment, 6-11 projected record, 43% playoff chance, 22% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Atlanta Falcons. Why was I just going to say Atlanta Braves? I don't know why I'm thinking about baseball, but I don't know. In the back of my head, something's going on with baseball, but anyway, Atlanta Falcons, 4-6, 6-11 projected record, 18% playoff chance, 20% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. Carolina Panthers, 1-8 at the moment, 6-11 projected record, 2% playoff chance, 5% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. NFC West Division, San Francisco 49ers, got that one right. 6-3 at the moment, 13-4 projected record, 88% playoff chance, 70% division chance, 20% conference chance, 7% Super Bowl chance. Seattle Seahawks, 6-3 at the moment, 10-7 projected record, 86% playoff chance, 27% division chance, 5% conference chance, 3% Super Bowl chance. Los Angeles Rams, 3-6, 7-10 projected record, 27% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 2% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. And finally, last, and now, certainly not least, because they're not last place in the league anymore, the Arizona Cardinals, 2-8 at the moment, 3-14 projected though, 2% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. I decided to give every team a 1% Super Bowl chance until they are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. So, yeah, that's how I do it. Sorry about that, I yawned. Anyway, though, now, let's get into Week 11, Sally. So, definitely an interesting week on tap for sure. A lot of important games going on for everything. Draft position, playoff picture, all that kind of jazz. And last week, as you probably know, and I will do this again this week, I'm sorry I forgot the past couple weeks, but the return of which game is most likely to end in a tie, because there's one game in particular I think has a legitimate chance of ending in a tie because the two teams are very even. Actually, 2 games, believe it or not, now that I think about it. I'll share those at the very end if I remember. So yeah, hopefully I remember that. But last week, for the first time, I did my fantasy football advice on this show. It definitely worked out. I did say Dak Prescott's going to be the highest scoring QB of the week, and he's going to go off. Guess what? Dak Prescott went off last week. So yeah. So I was looking good last week with a lot of my fantasy football stuff. And I won both my leagues last week. So yeah, we're going to keep doing the fantasy football advice. So let's keep it going, shall we? We got some interesting games on tap. So from now on, for the rest of the duration of the season, as you guys get ready for your post playoffs, as you guys get ready for your fantasy playoffs, my league, we only have 4 weeks left. Most leagues 5, but 4 or 5, I don't care. But most leagues getting ready for the playoffs. The playoff pushes on for fantasy this year, for sure. So I'll be giving you fantasy advice. Each game I'll do a score prediction, my win probability, and some fantasy advice. So yeah, let's get right into it here. Tonight, Thursday Night Football, Cincinnati Bengals and Baltimore Ravens. Definitely an interesting game here, that is for sure. It's going to be a fun one for sure in the Charm City. So yeah, definitely an interesting one for sure. But in the end, I have the Ravens winning this one. Give me Baltimore 27-17. Baltimore 54% win probability. Cincinnati 45% win probability. Tonight's starts and sits of the night. And I'm going to write this down on paper, all my fantasy thoughts. So we'll see how accurate I am. And I'll go back and rewatch last week's video, see how accurate I was with that. And see how good I am at fantasy. All right, week 11 fantasy. Alrighty, for Cincinnati and Baltimore, fantasy football week 11. My tidbits of the game. As I write. My tidbits for this week. I would start wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase. I think that Chase is going to have a good night tonight. I think he's definitely a playable option, and I think he's going to go off tonight. So give me Ja'Marr Chase. I think a big week's coming for him, that's for sure. Burrow, I wouldn't sit Joe Burrow if you had him, but I certainly wouldn't start him either. So I think that, I don't know, it's just a toss-up there. One option, though, I would be certain to start if I were Cincinnati, would be Ja'Marr Chase. He's going to have a big week tonight. I imagine he'll get 20 points tonight and a touchdown for the Bengals. So, big things coming for Ja'Marr. For the Ravens now, I would not start Lamar Jackson. I actually play against Lamar Jackson this week in fantasy, but I would not start him. I think this is going to be a big rushing day. Keaton Mitchell's going to get a lot. Gus Edwards is somebody I would definitely start him. I have Keaton Mitchell on I think both my teams I have Keaton Mitchell, but I wouldn't start him. I think Gus Edwards is the primary guy here. I think Mark Andrews isn't going to have the best of weeks. I would sit Mark Andrews, that's for sure, but I don't think there's going to be anything special in this game. I think defenses dominate. I would start the Ravens. Defense, I expect a turnover tonight from them, but yeah. My one takeaway from this one is don't expect anything special for sure, but I think Chase has a good night. I definitely think Chase has a good night. On now to the next game. I will not be predicting this one or doing probabilities for this one because it's the Steelers, but I will do some fantasy advice for this one. Her starting ever AFC North showdown here. My starts of the night would be, I would definitely start for the Steelers wide receiver Deontay Johnson. I mean, I think that he's going to be the primary go-to this week. I think it'd be a very good start for Pittsburgh. The secondary may be weak, but I would start him for sure. Definitely would start Jaylen Warren. I think Jaylen Warren's going to get a lot of playing time. That's for sure. And I think the defense is going to have a big day. I expect both Cleveland and Pittsburgh's defenses to have an amazing day, and I definitely think they're good starts this week for sure. Steelers and Browns defenses. So start both the defenses. For the Steelers, I would definitely sit quarterback Kenny Pickett. He's going to have probably a rough day. That's for sure. He's struggled as of late, and he's not going to have it easy against this Cleveland defense. So I would definitely sit Kenny Pickett for sure. I would also, that's the only Steeler I would sit. For the Browns now, I would definitely start, first off, we'll do a sit because it's easy. There's only one. I would sit Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and I would also sit Njoku because I don't think Njoku's going to have a big week at all this week in that game. So definitely sit Thompson-Robinson. Definitely sit Njoku. I have two must-starts, though, and that is running back Jerome Ford and wide receiver Amari Cooper. Those guys are must-starts this week. They're going to have huge weeks, both of them. Steelers are not very good pass defense after last week. I think Amari Cooper is going to have a huge week. I predict he'll be a top 10 receiver this week. So expect big things from Amari Cooper. As I write that down. So he's going to go off this week. Just expect big week from Cooper. That's for sure. No prediction for that game. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. There will be a score prediction for this one, the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. This is definitely an exciting game. I am very much so looking forward to this game. I actually cannot wait for this game. So, yeah, very excited for this one. We're going to do a score prediction here first. I think the Lions are dominant. They're just way too strong right now. Give me the Detroit Lions in this one, 45-21. That's my score prediction for that game. 96% win probability for Detroit, 3% for Chicago. Now on to fantasy. Starts. There's a couple must starts. We're going to start with the Bears because they're the easier team. Starts and sits. I would start DJ Moore. That's about it. That's the only Bear I would really start. I think he's going to have a big week. I would sit everybody else. I would sit Fields, and I would sit Cole Kmet. So do not start Justin Fields this week. It's going to be a rough week for him, I think. And do not start Cole Kmet. They're going to have bad weeks. The other starts are now on to Detroit because there's a lot of starts. In fact, I wouldn't really sit any of my Lions. I'm actually in one league sitting Laporta. That's probably going to be a mistake for me. But my other tight end is TJ Hawkinson. So hopefully Hawkinson's all good and Hawkinson is able to play. So I'll have to look into that more. Hopefully he's able to play. So he's tough and he'll be able to fight for it. So I expect a healthy Hawkinson for sure. That's the only reason I'm sitting Sam Laporta. But he's a definite must start this week. Another must start this week. I expect 40 points from him in my one league is Jared Goff. He will be a top 5 QB for the week. That's my takeaway from the week. For this game, Jared Goff will be a top 5 quarterback this week for sure. So expect big things out of Jared Goff. Another guy I would expect huge things out of is running back Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm starting him in all my leagues. I cannot wait for this Sunday with him. So, yeah, I would definitely start Gibbs. I'm not going to say Amon-Ra. I think he'll have an okay day, but he won't have a special day or won't live up to his standards, that's for sure, but I don't know. I'm not going to put him on my starts list, but I will put Sam Laporta on my starts list, that's for sure. So those are my key starts of the week from that game. DJ Moore for Chicago, Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Sam Laporta. Those are the guys this week I would definitely start, and I believe that Jared Goff will be a top 5 quarterback for this week. So, yeah. LA Chargers and the Green Bay Packers now. Another Midwestern showdown occurring in the Midwest here as I get ready for when I do decide to do my fantasy stuff for this game. But let's do a score prediction quickly first. I think this will be close. I think it'll come down to the wire. But in the end, I think the Chargers are the better team, and the Chargers will find a way to win this game, I truly believe. Give me the Chargers 27-20 in this one. LA, I have a 55% chance of winning for them. Green Bay, I have a 44% chance of winning for them. So, yeah, that's definitely good things for sure. As for the fantasy football stuff for this game, for the Chargers, Justin Herbert obviously didn't have a good week last week. I would definitely start Justin Herbert this week. He is going to look to bounce back. He's done great things this year, so start Herbert. That's for sure. Definitely start Austin Eckler. He's going to have a big week for sure. Start him. I would start Keenan Allen. This is going to be an obvious one, but I would definitely sit Quentin Johnson because he has done nothing essentially this year. So, unfortunately, sit Quentin Johnson. Or Quentin Johnson. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's Johnston or Johnson. I'm sorry. But anyway, that's the only sit for the Chargers. Now onto the Packers here. I would sit Jordan Love. I don't imagine a big week from him. Definitely sit him. I don't expect big things out of Aaron Jones either. I would sit Aaron Jones. Same with Christian Watson. He's done not a lot this year. Definitely sit Christian Watson. In fact, I wouldn't start any Packers this week. So, don't start any Packers. Yeah. So, my starts of this game will be Herbert, Eckler, and Allen. Those are the key starts of the week. And my recommendation is don't start any Packers. In fact, I used to put for starts list, I used to put the Chargers defense. Vegas Raiders and Miami Dolphins. This is not a tough game to predict, but certainly tougher for the fantasy stuff as I get ready. But anyway, I think this won't be a close game. I think this game's not going to be as close as some people think. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. I'm vice versa. I don't think this will be the blowout some people think it will be. I think it'll be a close game. I think Antonio Pierce is going to have those guys ready. I think they'll be ready to fight. But in the end, I think the Raiders lose a close one. Give me Miami in this one, 31-24. I have Miami 83% chance of winning this game. Vegas 16% chance of winning this game. Now on to my starts and sits of the week for fantasy. For Las Vegas, I think Josh Jacobs would be a good start for this week. I definitely think he is going to have a big day, that's for sure. So yeah. As a result of that, I don't expect much out of Davante Adams. I would definitely sit Davante Adams this week. I don't think he's going to have a very big week, so sit Davante Adams. Tight end, I would start Michael Mayer. He's on a hot streak right now. He's definitely the guy. I was wrong on him in the draft, it appears, but start Michael Mayer. That's for sure. That would be a good start this week for sure. Dolphins now, I would definitely start Tua. I think he'll have 3 passing touchdowns. For sure, I would start Tua. I would also start Tyreek Hill, even though I'm playing against him this week. I would start Tyreek Hill. One guy that I am playing against that I would sit is running back Raheem Mostert. I don't think he's going to have a big week. I think now with Akane coming back, I think they're going to go him more and less of Mostert. So I would sit Mostert. I would also sit Jalen Waddle. I think he'll get maybe 10, 15 points, but it definitely won't live up to his potential, that's for sure. I would sit Waddle and sit Mostert. The one note for takeaway I'd have from this one is Devon Akane will be back and take away from Mostert. And I think fantasy managers need to remember that for sure if you have Mostert and you're going to put him in your lineup. So Kane takes away from Mostert. That's important to remember. So, yeah, think about that for sure. So my starts of the week for this game are Josh Jacobs, Michael Mayer, Tua, and Tyreek Hill. My sits of the week for this game are Davante Adams, Mostert, and Waddle. Now onto the New York Giants at the Washington Commanders. This is definitely a confusing game for sure. I mean, neither of these teams are good. Giants are terrible. Daniel Jones, unfortunately, is out for the year, but hopefully he gets better soon. Commanders are much better, although Sam Howell, we'll get to him later or in a couple minutes. So it's promise and things so promise for the Commanders. And I think that promise and them being at home leads to Commanders win this week. Give me the Commanders winning this game. Final score, Commanders 16, Giants 13. 59% probability for the Commanders, 40% for the Giants. Couple of quick tidbits from this game for fantasy. Not a lot. For the Giants, I would sit almost everybody. I would sit Saquon this week. I have to start him 1 week in my 1 week, but it doesn't matter. My opponent doesn't even set their lineup. My opponent never sets their lineup. In fact, they don't even have a quarterback in. So, yeah, that's why I'm starting Saquon that week. But I would sit Saquon Barkley this week. I would definitely sit mostly all Giants. Not a lot of offense, but 2 starts I would make this week for sure come from the Commanders, in fact. And these are my only 2 starts of the week in this game because I think they're both going to go off. I think they're going to both have big weeks. I do have 1 sit, though, for the Commanders first, and that is wide receiver Jahan Dotson. Don't think it's going to be a good week for Jahan Dotson, and I think I would sit him. The 2 starts that I would make for the Commanders are quarterback Sam Howell and wide receiver Terry McLaurin. It's going to be a big week for Terry McLaurin. It's going to be an even bigger week for Sam Howell. Those are 2 must starts I would make this week. Howell will be a top 10 QB this week. Or I'm not going to say top 5 because Jared Goff's going to have a big week. So I think Jared Goff's going to be up there as one of the top QBs. So Howell will be a top 10 QB this week. So that's how I would put it. I would also start, too, Brian Robinson Jr. I think he's going to have an okay week. Not what he's used to, but he's definitely going to have a big week. So that's another start I would make. For the Commanders, for this game, my starts then would be for the week. Quarterback Sam Howell, wide receiver Terry McLaurin, running back Brian Robinson Jr. My sits of the week, Barkley, mostly all Giants, and Jahan Dotson. And my 1 note from this game is Howell will be a top 10 QB this week. All right, now we have a couple more games in the 1 o'clock session. I'm sorry we are going so slow here. We have 3 games actually left in the 1 o'clock session. It's just the fantasy stuff is time consuming, as you probably could all tell by now. So, yeah, I'm sorry to keep you guys longer than maybe should have been. But, yeah, if we were doing the fantasy stuff, the show would in all likelihood be over by now. So, yeah, if you guys like it, just put in the comments, I like it, keep doing it. If you don't like it, just don't put anything in the comments, but hopefully I helped you win some of your leagues last week. That's what I'm out to do. I'm out to give you good score predictions, good advice for like betting, stuff like that, if you do bet or do sports gambling or that kind of stuff, or just predictions if you're in a pool or Survivor or a game or whatever it is. And even for the fantasy part here, I'm just trying to help you guys get into the playoffs and win your leagues, just like I did last year for mine. So you're getting advice from a trusted person because I won my league last year. Now, I had to beat a team last year that had Patrick Mahomes as QB, Tony Pollard as the running back, Jefferson and Diggs were their 2 wide receivers. So, beat a pretty good team in the semifinals as I adjust my camera. And then I beat a team with McCaffrey and Kelsey and Jared Goff in the finals for the championship as a 28-point underdog. So, yeah, that's how I won my championship last year. And I'm trying to help you guys get a championship this year for fantasy and myself as well. So, yeah, this week I play the top team in my league. They have Tyreek Hill, Lamar Jackson, Travis Etienne. So it'll definitely be a tough one for Cowboys defense. It'll definitely be a tough one for me for sure. Bless me luck in that. I also have a very good team. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get going here. Dallas, Carolina. This is an easy one. I'm not going to talk much about this one. Dallas is going to win. Dallas is going to win big. Carolina's just awful this year. I don't know why they're awful, but they just are. Dallas will beat Carolina. Give me Dallas, 45-20. Dallas in this game, I gave them a 97% chance of winning. Carolina, only 2%. Starts of the week, I would start all Cowboys for sure. Dak's going to have another big week. Expect him to be a highly regarded QB. Give Dak a lot. I think he's going to have a big week. I also expect a huge week out of CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee's going to go off this week. CeeDee's going to be a top 10 receiver this week. Definitely expect a lot from him. Tony Pollard will do okay. He'll probably get 10 to 15 points, but nothing big. Start the defense, that's for sure. I don't know about Jake Ferguson. He might be a good start, might not be, but won't put him. No sits for Dallas. Definitely expect them to romp. As for Carolina, the 1 start I have for this week, I think, is going to be Adam Thielen. I think he comes back. I think he does better this week. So I would start Thielen. I would sit Miles Sanders and DJ Chark. Those are my only 2 sits of the week in this game. My notes from this game is expect a huge performance from CeeDee Lamb, possibly even bigger than the past 2 weeks. So expect him to get some weeks 30 points. So just expect a huge performance from CeeDee Lamb. And that's all I'm going to say. Tennessee and Jacksonville now. I predicted this game closer than most because of the whole terrible towel thing. So that's definitely interesting. That's for sure. So, but in this one, I would definitely take the Jaguars in this one. Final score, Jacksonville 24, Tennessee 20. Jacksonville, I have you guys with a 65% win probability. Tennessee, 34% win probability. So, yeah. Now on Real Bravely, we'll do my starts and sits for the game. I would definitely sit Trevor Lawrence. I think he'll be a sit this week. I don't expect a big week either out of Etienne. I think he'll get 15 points max, 15, 20. So don't expect a big week out of Travis Etienne. That's for sure. Don't expect anything out of Calvin Ridley. But I do think the Jaguars defense and Christian Kirk will have huge weeks. So definitely start Christian Kirk. Definitely start. As I wipe my nose. Jacksonville's defense. And I would also, for Tennessee, I would start Derrick Henry. I think it's going to be a good week for him. I don't think Will Levis has a big week. Neither do I think DeAndre Hopkins has a big week. So I would sit D-Hop, to be honest. So sit D-Hop. Expect a big week from the Jaguars defense. That's my takeaway from this showdown. As I write that? A lot of games, so yeah. Tennessee, I would start, for this game, I would start Christian Kirk, Jaguars defense, and Derrick Henry. My sits of the week are Trevor Lawrence, Etienne Jr., Calvin Ridley, and D-Hop, and expect a week from Jacksonville defense. Arizona and Houston, yeah, this is an easy one to predict for me. I don't expect this game to be very close. I had 2-touchdown game. Give me Houston in this one. I picked the Texans by a final score of 34-20. Houston, I have them with a 97% chance of victory. Arizona, I only have them with a 2% chance of victory. So that's definitely interesting to look at here for sure. Real briefly as we approach the 4 o'clock games here in the end of this. So let's go for my starts and sits. For Arizona first, I would sit Kyler Murray. I don't think he's going to have a big week. That's for sure. I don't think he'll do much. So sit Kyler. I would sit all Cardinals. I'll just put it that. Sit all the Cardinals. For the Texans, definitely start C.J. Stroud. Definitely start Tank Dell. Definitely start Noah Brown. They're all poised for big weeks. Start Dalton Schultz. So really, start all Texans and sit all Cardinals. It's as easy as that. Notes for this one, just there's nothing really to talk about. Just start all Texans and sit all Cardinals. Next up here, we only have 5 more games to go. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the San Francisco 49ers. This won't be a very competitive game. San Francisco just needed that bye to get their juice back, their mojo back. It looks like they do have their juice back, their mojo back. So, yeah, looking good for Tampa Bay, or not Tampa Bay, San Francisco. Tampa Bay is coming off a nice win, so, yeah. But anyway, I picked the 49ers in this one by a final score of 38-21. Give me San Fran. For San Francisco, for this game, I would definitely start Brock Purdy. I think he's going to have a big week this week. McCaffrey, Debo. I would not start George Kittle, though. I don't think he's going to have a big week at all. So don't start Kittle. I would start Godwin. I think he's going to have a big week. And that's about it for starts. For Tampa, Chris Godwin for Tampa. I think he'll have an okay week. Sits, I would sit Kittle. I don't think he's going to have a big week this week. I don't expect a big week. I'd actually sit the Niners defense. I don't expect them to do that good this week. So sit the Niners defense. Another sit for this week, I would sit running back Rachaad White. He's not going to have a big day at all. So sit White. I expect a huge day from Debo. Huge. Like 2 touchdowns maybe even. So big day for Debo, hopefully. So my starts of the week are Purdy, McCaffrey, Samuel, and Godwin for Tampa. Purdy, McCaffrey, and Samuel are obviously San Francisco. My sits are George Kittle, the 49ers defense for them, and running back Rachaad White. That's all I have in fantasy in terms of that game. And my score prediction, once again, 49ers 38, Bucks 21. For this one here, the Jets and the Bills, a rematch of their Week 1 Monday Night Football Classic. That one was amazing. It was on 9/11, and it was a close one for sure. The Bills were up, and the Jets came back and won for Aaron Rodgers. That was the game. Unfortunately, he was hurt, so I heard he might be coming back Christmas Eve. That would be interesting for sure, but if the Jets are out of it, he'll rehab for 2024. But anyway, though, on to this week. I think this should be a bounce-back week for the Bills. They fired their offensive coordinator, Ken Dorsey. I talked about this on one of my Steeler episodes because I discussed possibility of Pittsburgh hiring him to be their OC. You could definitely check that one out. That was filmed yesterday, so I highly recommend you do. Hope you enjoy that one. But anyway, I expect the Bills to win this game. Give me Buffalo. Final score 28-17. Buffalo, I have them with a 71% chance of winning. The Jets, 28% chance of winning. For this game, I would start Josh Allen for Buffalo. He's definitely a good start for the week. I don't think Diggs is a good start, though. I think I would sit Diggs. Allen's going to throw a lot to Kincaid. He's going to throw a lot to Dalton Kincaid. So, expect a big week from Kincaid. Start the Bills' defense, too. I think they're going to be a huge week. Those are my starts and sits for I would also sit James Cook. He's not the answer at running back in Buffalo, and he's not the answer even in fantasy for Buffalo. So don't start James Cook. For the Jets, sit obviously Zach Wilson. That's an obvious set. I'd start Breece Hall. I think he's going to have a decent week this week, so definitely start Breece Hall. That's for sure. And I would sit Garrett Wilson because I don't expect him to have a huge week this week. So sit Garrett Wilson. And my notes are, the one note I have is Kincaid is going to do good. Or great. I suppose great. So anyway, though, my starts and sits for this game, my starts are Josh Allen, Dalton Kincaid, Bills defense, and Breece Hall. Sit Diggs, sit Cook, sit Zach Wilson, and sit Garrett Wilson. Those are definitely sits for the week. So, and my note is Kincaid's going to be great. Like I just said, it's going to be a big week for Dalton Kincaid, a big week for Buffalo. 28-17, I project them to defeat the New York Jets. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams, our last 425 game we're going to get to today. Some people are predicting the Rams. It's at home. I definitely get why I'd predict the Rams. However, this Seahawks team is just too good. They're too hot right now. Expect big things out of the Seahawks. Give me Seattle 28, Rams 24. It'll be close, but not that close. So, yeah. Seahawks 67% chance of winning this week. Rams a 32% chance of winning this week. That's my projections. For starts and sits, this one might surprise you, but I would sit Geno Smith this week. Don't expect big things out of Geno Smith. He's a definite sit for the week. I would not start Geno Smith under any circumstance this week, so sit Geno. I would start Kenneth Walker, though. I think he's going to have another huge week, so definitely sit Kenneth Walker. Start Kenneth Walker. He's going to have a big week. Start him and start Tyler Lockett. Those are my 2 takeaways from the week. For the Rams, I would start Matt Stafford. I think he's going to have a big week, that's for sure. So expect big things out of Stafford. I would start him. I would also start Cooper Kupp. I think he's going to have a huge week. I expect this to be his breakout week. Start Cooper Kupp for sure. Therefore, I would sit Puka, sit Higbee, and also sit Darrell, all Rams running backs. So don't start any Rams running backs. Don't start any defenses this game. So, yeah. My notes for this game would be Walker and Kupp will go off. So they're going to have huge weeks. Kenneth Walker and Cooper Kupp. Huge. So keep an eye on those 2. Starts of the week. Kenneth Walker II, Tyler Lockett, Matthew Stafford, and Cooper Kupp. Your sits would be Geno Smith, Puka Nacua, Tyler Higbee, and all Rams running back. So expect a big day for Cobb, that's for sure. Minnesota and Denver. This game's so confusing. They're both on win streaks. They're both looking super good for sure. So definitely expect big things out of this game. Offenses are clicking right now. These two teams are really good. O'Connell versus Payton will definitely be a good coaching matchup, that's for sure. One of these teams are going to look to get into the playoff race, so yeah, keep an eye on that. But in the end, I predict the Broncos will narrowly escape with a win. It's at home. It's in Mile High. It'll be an ugly win. It'll be a one-score game win, but I think the Broncos will position themselves back in the AFC playoff picture, and they will improve to 5-5. 24-21, Denver Broncos. I predict the Broncos to have a 50% chance of winning, and the Minnesota Vikings 49% chance of winning. That's my predictions. Starts and sits for the week. I would start Jocelyn with Dobbs. He's looked really good. I expect big things out of him too this week as well. So start Josh Dobbs. Do not start Alexander Mattison. He's going to have a terrible week, I think. Don't start Madison. Even though the Broncos don't have a good run defense, he's just not the solution. So don't start him. I would start TJ Hawkinson. I know he might be hurt. Start TJ Hawkinson for sure. And I think he'll do good. Definitely sit Jordan Addison, though. They guarded Diggs well last week. I think they'll do even better with Jordan Addison. So, sit Addison. For the Broncos, sit Russell Wilson. It's going to be an ugly win, so I would sit Russell Wilson. Expect Denver to run, though, so I would start Javonte Williams. So, start Javonte Williams and sit all Broncos receivers. And I would also start the Vikings defense, too. They've been on a tear. Start the Vikings defense if you have them. I have them in one league, so start them. My notes from this game is Hawkinson will have a big day. He'll solidify his status as the TE1 for this season for sure. So expect big things out of TJ Hawkinson. So, yeah. Last game, guys, I promise you. I know I was trying to be quick on this one. Unfortunately, we weren't. Largely a part of the fantasy stuff, so sorry about that. You're just, especially since all the teams and stuff are playing and fantasy playoffs are approaching, we should all probably expect the episodes now to start to become longer. So expect close to an hour every week now, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, definitely some good fantasy advice, though, if you're in the fantasy playoffs. Again, like I said, if you don't like this, just comment, I don't like the fantasy advice, take it out, and I will consider taking it out. But if you do comment, yeah, I like it, it's helping me, so yeah. Anyway, Philly and Kansas City, I have the Chiefs in this one, winning this one. It's going to be a close game for sure. It's going to be an exciting game. It's going to come down to the wire. But in the end, I think the Chiefs will win this game. Give me Kansas City 28-24. Kansas City, I gave them a 53% win chance. And Philadelphia, I gave them a 46% win chance. So keep an eye on that. That's for sure. Yeah. So anyways, I take my iPod down and do my starts and sits for the week. We'll start with Philly. I would start Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to impress this week, so definitely start Jalen Hurts. That is for sure in the Super Bowl rematch from last year. Another must-start for the week is Devonta Smith. I think that they'll cover A.J. Brown really well. They really do well for A.J. Brown, so I would sit A.J. Brown personally this week. He's probably going to get in the 20-some points area, but he's not going to have as big of a week as he is used to. So that's why I said sit. Don't expect a huge week from A.J. Brown. Also, to expect a nice week from DeAndre Swift. He'll likely go off for the Eagles, so expect a big week from him, that's for sure. As for the Chiefs, I would personally sit Kelsey. He doesn't do well when Taylor Swift's not in attendance. We all know this. And he's on tour this week, so sit Travis Kelsey, but start Mahomes. Start Rashee Rice, because I think Rashee Rice can be sneaky in this game and have a sneaky good impact, so start Rashee Rice. And also a big start for this week, somebody I think will truly have a huge week as running back Isaiah Pacheco. Pacheco will have a big week incoming. I would start Pacheco. I think 2 touchdowns for him should be his goal. So start Pacheco. That's for sure. They're not going to be throwing as much to Kelsey. Checo hasn't done well as of late, so I expect a huge bounce back week for Checo. So anyway, my starts and sits for this game, I would start Hurts, start Mahomes, start Devonta Smith, start Rasheed Rice, and start DeAndre Swift and Isaiah Pacheco. My sits of the week are A.J. Brown and Travis Kelce. I don't think they'll have as big of a week as they used to. And Checo will have a huge day. One last fantasy recap before I get into the games I think will be ties this week. Great starts for this week would be, I believe, the Browns defense, Jerome Ford. Jared Goff's going to be a great start this week. Laporta is going to be a great start. Herbert's going to have a big week this week. Tyreek Hill will be a great start. Sam Howell, Terry McLaurin, those are going to be great starts. CeeDee Lamb will be an amazing start. Jaguars defense will be an amazing start. Tank Dell will be another amazing start. Same with C.J. Stroud. Debo will be a big start for sure. Kincaid, Kenneth Walker, Cooper Kupp will be huge starts. Same with Hawkinson and same with Pacheco. Guys, I would definitely recommend sitting for the week. Do not start Mark Andrews. Do not start Kenny Pickett. Do not start Cole Kmet. Don't start Christian Watson or Aaron Jones. Don't start Devontae Adams or Waddle. Don't start Barkley. Don't start Adam Thielen. Don't start Travis Etienne or Calvin Ridley or even Trevor Lawrence. Cut him this week in 1 week. Don't start George Kittle. Don't start James Cook. Don't start Puka or Higbee. Do not start Jordan Addison. I don't think he'll have a big week. And don't start Travis Kelce. Those are my must starts and sits of the week. Now onto the tie predictions, so I could recap the so and put the so to rest and the so. So the 2 games I think this week are most likely to end in a tie. Thank goodness we've had no ties this year. I don't think there will be a single tie this year, which is amazing. We haven't had a year without a tie for so long, so knock on wood that holds. But if any 2 games end in a tie this week, I expect it to be the Chargers and Green Bay. And this is the game I could 100,000,000% see ending in a tie. The Vikings and the Broncos. It was so hard to pick this game. I truly believe these 2 teams are even, so definitely a tough game to pick, that is for sure. But I'd have to, like I said, I'm taking the Broncos and I'm taking the Chargers. But don't be surprised if any of these 2 games ends in a tie. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Good luck in your fantasy leagues this week. Enjoy this week 11 of football. Pray for Israel. And as always, peace. See you guys next week on Wednesday.